Hey, good one, guys. So today is the 4th of July 2025. The time is 9:13 a.m. IST, and currently, let me first hide this. Basically, what we are looking at is the overall auction, how the transactions has happened, because this is more or like sort of the price chart. I look at it more from the transaction chart. So which areas, how many transactions have happened, right? So this particular is an important reference level. So by the way, I'm live. So the time is 9:30. In next 2 minutes, the price will open. But primarily, overall, we have zones where there are sellers in the form of trap buyers. And then we have got two zones and even more zones lower in terms of the trap sellers or the buyers, where I'm looking for buying auction. Okay. So right now we are just opening around the previous day's close, and this is the interest rate. And I'm just going to a lower time frame, and here clearly you can get more insights and more details about areas or trade locations, right? So I'm looking for sellers to step in at this particular zone, and then more sellers trapped around the 2000 price range. And if I just zoom out, I'm not seeing any more on the lower edge, right? So in next 10 seconds, the price is going to open, and the prices which I'm looking for are this. So there are trap buyers 1987, 88, and 88, right? So yeah, let's see. I'm looking for price to, okay, so 1992, the sell order has been cleared. Okay, so I'm just again zooming in. So the price is unable to transact towards lower the previous day's close, right? So if you see, the price is just hovering around it. So I'm expecting a lot of buyers to step in around this particular zone, because this entire zone is where a lot of sellers are trapped yesterday. And there was also an iceberg order. So this is a visual way to understand sort of the entire order flow which is happening right now in HDFC Bank. So at particular price level, you can clearly see who is present, right? So currently we are having buyers 89.9, 89.6. There is also a seller which is trapped. So around 35K delta is where the sellers are coming in, or the sellers are trapped, right? So currently the current delta is positive. So it is trying to identify for sellers. And this is the zone where I have shared that if you just scroll, or if you just go previously, right? So this is where I'm looking for supply to step in. So those trap sellers, they are the first buyers. So they are now out. Now the price is looking for fresh new selling, right? So this is where the last sellers came in. Overall, buyers are pretty strong in the opening auction. The current time is just 9:16, so it has just been a minute. So good amount of buying strength is seen at the open. And if I just zoom out, next area of interest is this particular zone. So yeah, let's see how the overall order flow develops. And here, if you see, the buyers are now running away. So earlier it was 42K. Now it's okay. Slowly the buyers are stepping in. So at 2000 level, and there are, if you see, the number of buying positions seen at this particular price levels. And lastly, the trap seller seen at 1989.4. Okay. So clearly, as the price is rising higher, now what you should do? Should you go long, or should you just go short? Right? What's the trade, right? Because that's what everyone is interested. Yeah, this is fine. Now tell me, where should I trade? I would suggest not to participate, because obviously the move has already happened. I would wait for a retracement. And for me, this is the area of the execution, or where I'll be looking to go long. Primarily, I'll be putting one first order at 1989.4. That is gonna be somewhere around this particular. So this particular zone is where I'll be looking to add one lot, 3 lots or 2 lots here, and then a lot of 4 lots here, right? So that's how I will try to pyramid. So now what we are seeing in the print is buyers are trapped around 2000.6, and now sellers have currently stepped in. So the buying strength which came in right at the open, now there is a breather which is coming up. So basically the people who are trapped right now are the buyers who bought about 2000. So clearly you can see the number of buyers at this particular price level and this particular price level. Now interested at 1989, this particular price, what happens? So 1989, let me just add a line there. So 1989.4. Okay, so for me, this is the zone, or this is the price where I'll be looking to enter. Okay, so as the price is dropping, I'm just coolly and calmly waiting, right? So this clearly helps you not to get trapped, right? So the opening option is where a lot of retail traders, they see the buying coming in and they would just like to follow the crowd, and then they get trapped and then they get flushed out, right? So this is that flush which happened. So, okay, so I'm seeing another sellers getting trapped at 1995.1. I'll just mark that particular level and see what happens. So for me now, I'm looking for these sellers this particular level to get transacted. But yeah, let's see. But I'm not interested to enter at this particular zone, right? So sellers have again stepped in. Yeah, minus 42K. So yeah, good amount of sellers are trapped at this particular zone. Okay. And I'm not seeing any HVN which is coming in. So right at the open, I'm not seeing any HVN. If you see yesterday's auction, we had an HVN, or high volume nodes. We are not seeing it currently develop in this particular up move which happened right at the open. Okay, so let the transactions happen. Let the retail traders, let them fight. But primarily, I'm looking to see what happens at 1995.1. Okay. So sellers of orders are getting absorbed. Now we are moved to the positive delta category. Yeah, but I will not be looking to take a trade. More sellers are getting trapped. So they might have sold and they were looking for price to move lower. So basically they were distributing and they were trying to accumulate lower, but it looks like they are the ones who are getting trapped at the moment. So not to trade any auction right now, but I'll be just waiting and watching in terms of what is happening. So it has been only like 6 minutes. The time is 9:21. So let it chop. So this, wherever you see chop, that's a good healthy auction. So let it chop, let it go to sideways. Now, one thing is pretty clear. This is where there are sellers and this is where there are stops present. This and this, these are the areas where there are stops present. I'm now looking for a break of 1995 to happen for a flush, right? So that's the option which I'm looking for, because clearly this is where a lot of sellers are again trapped. Now this comes through experience, but this is more like a visual way to analyze the print or analyze the overall order flow which is happening on a lower time frame. In fact, if you are an investor, you can go to a higher time frame and you will get more details or more insights or more price levels. If you are trying to do swing trading, or if you're a weekly trader or a monthly trader, right? So this works across all the time frames. But primarily, I'm just switching back to 1 minute. And what I'm clearly seeing is the price is looking for sellers. And we are having sort of lower highs form from the price action perspective. But I'm still waiting for 1995.10. And primarily, if you see, there is a stack sellers which has been spotted from the print. So yep, let's see how the overall auction develops. Okay, so I'll just be on mute and okay, so surprising that the price is unable to transact at this particular price level. So earlier we had 1996, now we are having 1995.9 and 5.1 to the tick, or yep, so 1995.1. So yep, I'm waiting for a flush now. Let's see whether I get that or not. And now if you see, the price has stabilized, right? So there's no choppiness, it's just a very smooth line, pick up, tick down, pick up, tick down. So now what we have got is stops here and stops here, so that typical triangle pattern. So break of this and then I'll be looking for continuation. So basically these are the areas where you can accumulate, or you can start adding your positions if you are a long-term investor. Overall delta is also flat, like it's positive, but yeah, at the current price the buyers are the ones who are saying that they are in control. So 9:30 will be coming up in next 2 minutes, and that might be where we will be seeing some flush. So moving to the red zone. Earlier we had some buyers, now again they have moved out, the transactions happened. So I'm just visually analyzing what is happening in the print. So current price, what's happening above it, who's trapped, below the current price, who's trapped, right? So that's how I have designed this particular indicator. By the way, I forgot, this is not the new indicator. I've been testing it since like a year, and now I'm planning to launch it and give it for weekly or monthly subscription, right? And the HVN zone is basically a visual approach to this particular indicator based over for analysis. But very less volumes which are happening right now, right? So yesterday we had got some good volumes. Currently I'm not seeing good volume flow coming up. So okay, let's -6, -30, -42. So we might see a small stop run. Come on. I'm looking at 1995.10. This is my area of interest. Now we have also found out yesterday's areas for the seller side. Okay, so we have a gap now. Gap on a 1 minute chart. Yep, lot filled. So you can see how calm I am. I'm not in any hurry to take a trade. I just want to see visually what is happening, who is getting trapped where, at which particular price. Then I just have to simply focus on execution. Okay, and if you do have any comments, if you're watching this video later, yeah, just feel free to reach out to me. So now the price is trying to reach to my level, and we are below that level. So the delta has turned negative. Yep, the flush has came in. So this is where the inventory is getting absorbed by big players. We have got a gap. So this is where buyers stepped in. Again, buyers are the ones who are absorbing the inventory, and who's selling here is basically folks who went long here. They are the ones who are getting flushed out. Okay, so as the gap will fill, we will see another flush. Let's see, do we get that, or we might get a liquidation, basically a short covering. So 931, yeah, so this was the 930 move. And the price is back to the previous area where what we see is interest of buyers. So this particular wick is telling me that yeah, there are a lot of buying interest seen in this particular zone. So transactions are happening with pretty low volume, and now the area of interest is 1986, and a lot of sellers about the current price. So a lot of sellers on the top, so they will be trying to cover their positions. So those who have sold higher, they will be now buying their positions lower. another gap down, and I'm looking for 1989. Now heavy volumes have came in. So the stops, there were stops below this particular zone. Good volume flow has stepped in now. We have got two gaps. Now I'm waiting for a short covering move. The gap is filled, so there is still one tick remaining. So we now have got two gaps. So the low is 1993 and the high is 993. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so there is no gap. It has got filled. And now this is where good amount of buying volumes. So people who were looking to go long, their stops were hit, good amount of volume have stepped in, and also smart money or big players, they've also started to accumulate their positions. Okay, so I'm now closely observing at this particular zone what is happening. So overall delta is turning negative. So now the sellers or retail traders, they are going to step in, the laggards, they are going to come in. So this is where this particular big zone is where I'm looking for. In fact, this entire zone is where I'm looking for major accumulation of inventory, right? So what I mean by accumulation is this is distribution. So distribution is always higher. They sell and then they are trying to accumulate lower. So this is where they buy. Okay. So good flow, and this is the today's low. So there will be still more stops there. So it has triggered the 1986, or sorry, 1989.4, that particular level. And now I'm closely watching the delta. Do I see an increase in sellers? So I'll just now visually, this was the zone. So delta is increasing and it got absorbed, right? So minus 10K. Yep. So never ever short. So this is where now buyers are stepped in, that minus 10K, all the selling pressure has been absorbed. Okay. And the delta was positive. Again, it has turned to negative and a big flush. So now the sellers have stepped in. So that's why good volume flow has came in. And this is the zone where I said that there will be some good liquidity present and some good buying activity happening. Yep. Good flush happening. And this was again below previous, or sorry, the current low. The current low which happened right at the open. So the first level has been broken. So right now I am in loss. That's fine. So I said that I'll be buying one here and buying three here. So two orders have got filled. Now let's continue observing the overall auction. And I'll just try to visually, yeah, just visually marking the levels manually. And if you see, look at the delta. Now the sellers are trapped. Okay, so earlier it was minus 65K, now it is turned to plus 85K. So a lot of inventory got absorbed below the current, or the previous low which developed right at the open. So I'm closely looking to it. what is happening here. So again, it has got absorbed. More sellers are stepping in. So where are the sellers now? Sellers are at 1989, 1992, 93, 93. So primarily till this. So basically this is the zone where there are sellers present. Okay. Today being Friday, I get a lot of feedback or assumptions that, yeah, Friday you should just sell because that's where big players, they just liquidate their positions. I agree, but I disagree to that. You have to develop your own understanding of, how the option develops, because that will give you the edge, not the advice or the word of others. Right. Okay, so it is breaking now. So we are now below the previous day's close. And this is where just zoom out or scroll to the left. But this is where, there will be buying seen. Yeah. So we are below, or, we are also cleared the previous day, not the previous day low is here, right? Yeah, it has cleared the previous day low. So I'll clear this level and just marking this. So this is on a shorter time frame. If I go to a bigger time frame, you see what is happening is we have an iceberg order. Iceberg order has been cleared, and now the option is trying to move over towards the previous zone. Okay. So you would be telling me, oh man, you are in loss, you are in loss, what you should do. No, I'm not going to do anything. I'm interested to add my positions here. Because I have my own levels. So let me first delete this, or else it will confuse you. So ideally, logically, what should happen is you should have negative delta, but you are having positive delta. So there is buying strength which is coming around this particular zone. And we have another zone where there are trapped sellers. So 1983.5. So as the price is going to move higher, we will be seeing some supply here. Okay. So I bought one here, bought three here, and bought five here. Right. So overall, my break even will be at this. So overall, I am in profit now. Now, what I'll be doing is I'll be looking to just close my position at this particular level. Okay. So now delta has turned negative. Sellers are stepping in. And it has been 28 minutes since I started this video. We had a very interesting day where previous day low, the price has tagged, and then there was a reversal. And now let's see, looking for continuation lower or a short covering, right? Or do we get a chop? But the next zone is at this particular level. And now what you see is buyers have stepped in. Yep. And look at the delta now. Okay. So my positions are closed now. They are in, I would say, small profit, but at least in profit. Right. So that's how I generally trade and take my trade plans. I'm just deleting this level and also this level. Now heavy volumes are coming in. So now more number of buyers are stepping in. So we are going to see some chop. So this is a chop zone where I will ideally be trying to close my positions and then wait for the next auction. Primarily, we have got two zones where there are sellers. Okay. Yep. So that's it for today. And feel free to reach out to me. And if you need access to these indicators, just for this, I'll just add the link to the form and also this particular check the YouTube description. So there will be two links present for the order flow analysis and for the HVM zone. Okay. So thank you once again, and I'll see you maybe soon. I'm traveling next week. Yeah, so there won't be any new videos coming out for a while, but I'll be creating the videos and continue sharing the knowledge which I have. Yeah. Thank you once again. Take care. Bye for now.